In today's video, I want to give you guys an update on a huge PlayStation 4 free game trial that is live right now. One of the biggest game releases of the year, in my opinion, with Nioh 2. It is your last chance to play that game ahead of its release, so you'll definitely want to take advantage of that. Also, Roguelike dungeon defense game Dungeon of the Endless is coming to PlayStation 4 this spring. That game was received incredibly well on PC all the way back in 2014. Now it comes to Sony's console, and you should definitely be excited for that. And we've got new lows on a couple of games in terms of prices, Days Gone as well as Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. We'll talk that at the end of this video. Kind of timely to talk about Sekiro. You got Nioh 2 free trial going on. I know Nioh 2 often compared to a Souls-like game. You guys know how all of that is interconnected. Nonetheless, let's first cover the Nioh 2 Last Chance trial. So this just went up today. It notes Unleash Your Darkness. It's your last chance to try this upcoming Massacre RPG before the full game launches. Discover a new combat system, weapons, and skills as you charge into the devastating real-life battle of Mount Tenno in a brutally savage, action-packed level. Experiment with the in-depth character creator to stylize your own samurai who can then be carried over to the full game. Now, bear in mind, the character that you create can be carried over into the full game. The actual progress you make, I don't believe that'll be carried over, so that is something to bear in mind. Survive the battle and earn the Mark of the Demon Slayer, a reward entitling you to unlock the Kamitachi helmet from the in-game shrine to use in the full game. The Last Chance trial runs from February 28th today until March 1st, so you got all of the weekend to play through the game. Pre-order the digital deluxe edition from the PlayStation Store, which also includes the Season Pass weapon set, charm, PS4 theme, and PSN avatar set for PlayStation 4. Nioh 2 is a game that I'm personally incredibly excited for. I am already all in on the game, but I know some of you guys might not be as sold on the title as I am. I don't know why that is, but if you didn't play the first Nioh game, it was available as a PlayStation Plus freebie back in November. Maybe you missed out on that. We'll definitely check out this Last Chance trial to get an idea of what the game is all about. Yes, it's a Souls-like game. It has that rewarding, challenging, action-oriented gameplay, but with Nioh, I am really hesitant of constantly using the terminology Souls-like, even though a lot of other people do, because Nioh, that's a disservice to Nioh. It's a Nioh-like game. Nioh is a phenomenal game that can stand on its own, and Nioh 2, you'll define your own mortality and unleash your inner darkness across the violent feudal land of Sengoku-era Japan and the deadly Dark Realm in a savage action RPG sequel. I love the setting of the game, a brutal blend of Japanese myth, legend, and history. Master the lethal arts of the samurai as a mysterious half-human, half-supernatural yokai warrior in a challenging action RPG. Explore violent Sengoku-era Japan and the deadly Dark Realm, both plagued with grotesque, merciless demons, and yes, some of the behemoths you're gonna fight throughout the game, the demons, they are absolutely menacing in presentation to varying degrees. However, I think that element of Nioh 2 is done rather well. Unsheath your deadly weapons and cut down all enemies in your path using a revamped combat system, and the combat system in Nioh 1 was great. Nioh 2 looks to make it even better. And of course, the ability to transform into a full yokai to unleash devastating paranormal powers is also there. The game's key features include sharpen your skills, prepare for the fight of your life with revamped mechanics that build on the fan-favorite elements of Nioh, requiring your full concentration and skill. Choose your method of combat, follow the way of the samurai with traditional weapons including swords and hatchets, or fill your Amrita Gauge to wield mighty yokai abilities and destroy monstrous foes via a variety of mighty attacks. Improve your weapons with the yokai shift. Filling your gauge doesn't just give you access to powerful yokai forms, but also allows you to increase the stats of various weapons and add extra buffs such as staggering foes and grappling down enemies, and help and get help from other players. Of course, this is going to be a big element to the game. Call upon the specters left behind by other Nioh 2 players to aid you in combat. Their spirits will assist you until the end of the current level or until they are defeated, which is also just as likely. Nioh 2 has been in development for quite a while. It's been almost 3 years since the release of the first Nioh game. Excited to finally get a sequel to the title from Team Ninja, a very talented studio. And again, right now, the Last Chance free trial is available right now. Paid PlayStation Plus subscription is required for the online multiplayer, but jump in that and do enjoy. It's a 37GB download by the looks of it. Actually, I believe it's 13GB for the file size of the online trial, and then if you decide to fully install the full game, then it'll be 37GB, so bear that in mind. Alright, next up, the roguelike dungeon defense game Dungeon of the Endless is coming to the PlayStation 4 this spring. This is super exciting as this has been a very, very well-received game on PC. A roguelike strategy indie RPG sci-fi presentation, great visual style with a 2D aesthetic. Dungeon of the Endless is a roguelike dungeon defense game in which the player and their team of heroes must protect the generator of their crashed ship while exploring an ever-expanding dungeon, all while facing waves of monsters and special events as they try to find their way out. The game got a 79 on Metacritic, so pretty good. IGN gave it an 8.1 out of 10, noting, "Don't be fooled by the simplicity of its pixels. No individual element of Dungeon of the Endless is especially complicated, but together they form a fiendish and unforgiving challenge. If you're willing to take that on, then it makes it more than worthwhile, borrowing from several genres to create something that feels unique as well as bursting with personality and smart choices." They were pretty positive about the game, and Dungeon of the Endless is a game that's evolved over time with various updates and content released for it. Very good game, and it notes, as far as features go, gather a team, form a team of heroes, each with their own strengths and psychoses, equip them, deploy them, and earn powerful abilities, manage the balance between ex-prison inmates and guards, experience 4-player co-op, and watch your back at all times. Build your defenses, use the dust you gather to power the rooms, use scarce resources to help your team survive, build minor and major modules to hold off waves of monsters, decode endless ruins to discover life-saving technologies, and open the door. Each door is a danger. Prepare yourself and your team for anything. Explore and discover an infinity of levels and layouts. Carry your crystal through waves of monsters to the exit of each level and fight your way to the surface to discover the truth about the world. Now, Dungeon of the Endless was a game that was released at a budget price point. It is now available on PC for $11.99. Hopefully, it comes to PlayStation 4 at the same price, but there will be a physical edition of the game that includes the base game, plus various updates and downloadable content, including Deep Freeze, Death Gamble, Rescue Team, and Organic Matters, as well as an escape pod keyring and 16-page sprite booklet in the game box. That'll be $29.99. However, with all of the additional content and it being a physical release, I feel like that $29.99 price point is kind of warranted. The game itself has an incredible amount of longevity to it as well, so this is a game that you can sink a ton of time into and have a great time with it. If you just go through the Steam reviews, you'll see that some people have sunk north of 100 hours into the game, so that says something about the playtime and the replayability of Dungeon of the Endless. Again, it should be out sometime in 2020, and it is noted to be coming this spring, and as soon as we hear an official release date for the game, I, of course, will let you guys know about that. Alright, lastly, I do want to quickly note 2 great PlayStation 4 games that are hitting new lows in terms of price points. First, we have Days Gone over on Amazon. It is down to $18.75. So yes, it's not a significant discount on top of the $19.99 we've been seeing it go for. However, any little bit of a discount on Days Gone is definitely appreciated, especially because I think that $19.99 price point is already very, very good. As far as Days Gone, a quality level, it was one of the major PlayStation 4 exclusives of 2019, probably the second biggest behind Death Stranding. And while I wouldn't say that Days Gone is at the elite level of PlayStation 4 exclusives, it probably falls comfortably into the tier 2, tier 3 range of PS4 exclusives. If you want to say like God of War and Uncharted 4 are tier 1 exclusives, tier 2 exclusives are like Horizon and Spider-Man in terms of quality level, and then tier 3 you can put games like Days Gone, Until Dawn, Infamous Second Son, and I'm sure that there will be a lot of arguments about my tiering of those exclusives. Maybe we'll do a separate video on that at some point. Nonetheless, Days Gone is a very good game, and it's a very good open world adventure. One thing that this game suffers for, and you're not going to hear this from me for a lot of games, is I feel like it's padded with a little bit too much content. If this game shaved off about 4 to 5 hours off the main story, I think it would have ended up being a better game. Ultimately, the positives definitely outweigh the negatives in Days Gone. I don't want you guys to get it twisted. I feel like Sony Ben did a great job with it, and you also assess the fact that this is their first PlayStation 4 game that they've ever done, and for a long time they were working on like portable games like Resistance Retribution, Resistance Retribution, and Uncharted Golden Abyss. I was about to say Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. We'll get to that in a second, getting a little bit ahead of myself, but nonetheless, they're going from these portable games that, yes, Uncharted Golden Abyss was a little bit bigger budget, but it was by no means a Days Gone, a ground-up PlayStation 4 game. That's a completely different ball game, and I feel like they've done a very good job with it, and I feel like for their next game, now that they're getting comfortable creating these high-end games, games again, their next game is only going to be better, whatever that is. But for now, 1875 for Days Gone is really good. Also, I do want to note that Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is seeing a new low. It's listed at $38, but there's an additional $9.50 extra savings coupon, and I believe that takes the game down to $28.50. Sekiro has been one of those games that's really been holding up in price for whatever reason. I mean, it warrants to hold up in price. It's a great game, and From Software did a phenomenal job with it, as From Software always does, and as you know that they'll always do. Sekiro is a fantastic, challenging-oriented title. However, do not expect a complete Souls carbon copy out of this game. It's much different from a gameplay and combat style. For those of you that are going into it just essentially expecting like Dark Souls 4, you're gonna completely be in for a ride, because that's not what this is at all. Is it challenging? Yes. Is it rewarding? Yes. But is there differences mechanically? Abso-freaking-lutely. But it's still a great game all the same, and for $28.50, I think it's a great buy. So that's gonna conclude this video. Again, the Nioh 2 Last Chance trial is live right now. You can download that for free. Definitely check that out ahead of the game's official March 13th release. Again, that'll be live February 28th until March 1st. Roguelike Dungeon Defense game Dungeon of the Endless is coming to PS4 this spring, and great deals on both Days Gone and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Definitely do give both of those a look. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.